Hey there. I am so excited for those of you that are on here, and I just wanted to briefly recap kind of what we were able to chat about today in our business basics class. I know it was a weird live feed, and it was a strange angle, and it was just all kinds of weirdness. So I wanted to come on here, and I wasn't sure if everybody caught the audio real well. So for those of you who are interested, I wanted to just kind of give you, the 411 here, I guess, on what the doTERRA business is really about. So if you are checking this out, chances are you love oils. You love your oils. You love what they've done for your family. You probably are already thinking, well, yeah, I could totally do this as a business, possibly because I love sharing about oils with people. That's how most of us start. Most of us start using the products. 80% of our wellness advocates who choose to do this as a business, they start off just as people using oils, loving oils. So it's a really awesome opportunity for just regular people who love their oils to just make a little extra money. We can do this in a few ways. One of the ways we can do this is by when you signed up, let's start here. When you signed up, you get a wholesale account, right? Not everyone signs up planning to do the business though. So they give us the option of having what's called a wholesale customer account. Okay. Some of you might have started with a wellness advocate account from the very beginning. And basically that would mean that you would have given your social security number from the beginning. Okay. If you did that, then you are already set up as a wellness advocate and you are able, it qualifies you to make money. Okay. This is a step that has to be taken if you are interested in making money. Otherwise, you are just a wholesale customer. Okay. So it's a really easy process. There's literally a button that you click that says upgrade. Super simple. And it just qualifies you to be able to have people placed under you, to be able to make a little extra cash here and there, to enroll your friends and family with their own wholesale accounts, and for you to make that commissions rather than me. Now we'll get a little bit more into the details of that, but right at this moment, kind of what I wanted to share with you guys is a little bit about why you might want to consider doing doTERRA as a business. So I'm going to share my screen real fast because we have these really beautiful, amazing guides with doTERRA now. That is the wrong one. Let's see. Wrong one. Ta-da! I've got a couple things open. So this is our build business overview that doTERRA beautifully has put together for us. I really like this. I think it's really fantastic. So if I'm scrolling down, there's this story, okay? The story is about a man who lives in a community that does not have access to water, okay? We all go into the kitchen or into the bathroom or wherever, we turn on the faucet. When you're outside, you turn on the spigot and you have water. This man, what he did for a living is every day he hauled buckets of water. He went from the nearest source to his village miles and miles away. If he wanted to make more money, he would have to simply work longer hauling buckets, right? So that's the only way that this community was getting water, is if this man took his buckets and hauled them back and forth. Obviously, you can imagine this would get really exhausting. He might like a day off every once in a while. He might just be tired. His body would start breaking down. He would just be unhappy because after years and years, you get tired of hauling buckets day in and day out. So he has this inspiration that if he can use his spare time to build a pipeline, then eventually he doesn't have to haul buckets anymore. So he worked really hard for a few years. You know, he's going to work every day, and then he's at the end, he's gonna work just a little bit here and there in his spare time on his pipeline. Now, he might have a family, and that family, they don't see him quite as much as they used to because he's working on this pipeline. It takes up all his time, and it's really frustrating. But then one day, he finishes his pipeline. He turns on the spigot, and everything changes, right? Because no longer does he have to haul buckets. He doesn't have to go back and forth with the buckets and bring the water. No, now he just turns on the spigot and everyone in the community has water. He's successfully created an unlimited supply of water and an improved lifestyle for the villagers himself, and he has an abundant financial pipeline because no longer does he have to do the journeying, he just gets paid. Okay, so if you consider hauling buckets like our normal 9-to-5 jobs, we're trading hours for dollars, and a lot of times it's lacking in fulfillment and purpose, right? It's not something that anyone wants to do. We don't all like plan to make this big life decision to have this job that we're just going to sit at a desk all day, or we're just going to do something that we hate. So with doTERRA, we can choose to create time, energy, and financial freedom through this lasting residual income pipeline. Now, you might be thinking right now, I don't want residual income, I like my job. And that's okay, because the cool thing is there are many different places that we can come into this, okay? So I'm going to jump a little bit ahead there because I want you all to see, where did it go? Okay, I want you all to see that there are lots of different ways to get in on this, okay? It does not have to be, oh, I want to just change my life and I'm going to quit my job and my husband's going to quit his job. Not everybody's there. Some of us just want to pay for our products. We want to get our doTERRA products for free. There's this LRP every month that we want to place, and we want to be able to get the free products, and we want to be able to get frankincense when it's a 200 PV month. So just kind of, for the moment being, ignore the, and actually I can probably, oh, it just makes it, I thought it was going to change it. Ignore the piece on the right that talks about the ranks and the investments and all of that. And I want you to check out these 3 ways. So we can either choose the path that just gets us free product. Okay, that is a perfectly acceptable place to be. You can also choose to supplement your income. So, you know, when you're supplementing your income, you're also getting the free product. So please consider that part doesn't change at any level that you decide to jump in. We can choose to supplement our income. You know, you're looking at anywhere from $700 to an extra $5,000 a month at that place. Or we can choose to completely replace our income and do this basically as our full-time job. Now, that might look like doing this at the same time as your other job. That might look like a slower pace because you have a different job, or maybe you're a mom like I was when I started and I had a little more time, but I also have a bunch of little kids, so I'm doing this kind of an unconventional times of the day because I do it how it works for me, right? That's the beauty of this business, is that we can do it exactly how it works for us. That the way I do it might not be the way you do it. So if you are, you know, here in our Oilers group and you're wondering, you know, is this something, I don't know if I can do this like Courtney does it, because she, you know, seems like she's up all hours of the night. She seems like she's doing all this stuff and I could never balance all that. Okay, I'm telling you, it is different for me and my personality and my bend and the way that I approach things and my goals that I have right now than it may be for the next person. And so if you literally just want to take like, I don't know, 30 minutes a day and just kind of do a little bit here and there, maybe host a class occasionally once a month. Once a month is a really ideal amount of time to just like, you know, we can do an online class one month and we can do something else another month. And you can pretty easily start to help enroll your friends with wholesale accounts, get them involved in our groups, plug them into the stuff we've already got going on. And pretty quickly you're going to see that love for the products come out in them. You're going to see them on LRP, and it's going to make a little nice little amount for you. So let's go back here real quick, because I think it's important, you know, just as much as doTERRA is high quality for their essential oils, their business is high quality as well. Okay. We know that we are the most tested, most trusted essential oils. doTERRA also has a 65% retention rate, which is pretty unheard of in the direct selling world. The thing with this is it's not like other MLMs where we're like hosting parties and you're doing all these things. So I think it's really important to note that this is about sharing. It's not about selling as much at these early levels where you're just wanting to, like, you know, earn some extra oils, or you're wanting to supplement your income a little bit. It's just about sharing with your friends and giving them the opportunity to get cheap oils. Really, we want them to get set up with their own wholesale accounts, so that we're not the Mary Kay lady that's having to go around and meet everybody in parking lots, places, and, you know, ship stuff to everybody all the time. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to empower and teach people how to change their healthcare and take charge of their healthcare with these oils. So that's really what this business is about in those early stages. Now it becomes a little more, there's a little more selling involved, and there's a little more business strategy and things like that involved, personal development, all that. Once you start crossing from the supplemental income into the replacing your income categories. But for the most part, doTERRA has a really amazing growth pattern. They're going amazing places, and it's only the beginning, you guys. Only the beginning. So you should just know, like, it's not going anywhere. This opportunity isn't going anywhere, and it's not like you missed the window to get involved. It's always here. So real fast, I want to kind of show you, so those of you who are interested in just kind of getting your product covered each month, maybe your LRP, so you can get that product of the month, so that you've got extra income for when it's BOGO month, right? We're looking at helping you achieve the rank of elite to premier, and on in that category is about the range for getting your product covered. So those elite and premier ranks, what you're looking for at those is a volume on your team of about 3,000 for elite, which is not too hard if you've got a lot of people getting started with their own wholesale accounts, if you've got people doing LRP every month, not impossible. If you want to get a little more supplemental with your income and learn a little bit more about how to do this as a business to really be wise and effective and make just a little bit more, getting on some of these bonuses that we can get, Premier is the place that you're going to want to shoot for. Okay, and that one has a 5,000 PV volume. And then you have some people under you who are looking at building a business as well. So you'll see that the averages on those are about $300 a month and about $700 a month. Now, those are averages. Some people make more, some people make less. It just depends on how committed your team is to LRP, how they're placed on your team, all of those things that we can help with. Once you cross into that silver, you're getting, again, at Premier and on up, you get some shares in the company, actually, leadership shares. The silver rank, you're going to earn a little more. You're going to have 3 people that are under you and really interested in doing this as a business as well. They're going to be at that elite rank, though. You'll see those little yellow E's on there. That's what that means. So there's a lot we can do here before we get into like hardcore business type stuff. What that looks like, if I go back to our other page, if you're wanting to just cover your product, you're going to want to look at being at that elite to premier range between like 3 to 6 months is when you're going to really get there. Now we're talking 3 to 6 months of working about 3 to 5 hours a week. So if you feel like you are going to be able to give less than that, it's going to take a little longer. Okay. And it's all about consistency. To supplement your income, you're looking at that elite silver gold range. It's going to take 1 to 2 years to get to gold, but only about 9 to 12 months really for us to hit silver when we're working hard 10 to 15 hours a week. Now, we've got proven strategies. We've got things that will work. And if you really plug in with the person who enrolled you, plug in with Michael and I, we are happy to help you guys, help you avoid the mistakes that we made, help you really rise quickly so that you're not going months and months without seeing those results. There are lots of ways to do this that can be really effective when you apply the things that we share with you. And then if you're someone who's wanting to replace your income or your spouse's income maybe, we're looking at 15 to 30 hours a week. You know, you're doing this as a job. if that's what you're looking to do, if you're wanting this to be your job, then you're going to have to work it like your job. And which can be tricky if you already have another job, right? But like the guy in the buckets and pipeline story, you know, it's a short-term sacrifice for the long-term result that you're going to get, and that's residual income. So we're talking elite in about a month, silver in 2 to 3 months, and diamond in 1 to 3 years. I can tell you that is not an abnormal timeline from our experience. So those of you that are looking to replace your income, check out, so these are the supplement your income goes from the gold to platinum range. Once you get into diamond level, you are replacing your income at that point. You are making, that is an accurate amount, an average diamond that is consistently hitting diamond. They're doing that on a regular basis, not a brand new one, but a diamond that's hitting, you know, that ranks several months in a row. They are consistently making $16,000. That is a month. That is not a joke. So I know people that make that amount of money. It's not fake news. It's real. So these are real life amounts, and it seems crazy to those of us who are hauling buckets and who are exhausted and getting very little for what we're putting out. But the beauty of this business, I mean, you look at these blue diamond and presidential diamond amounts, and it's like mind-blowing. But the beauty of this is when you look at those numbers, think about how many people's lives you could be changing just introducing them to essential oils, and how it can change their life and how it can give them power over their health care, and they don't have to be sick all the time, and they have answers when their kids are sick, and they don't have to feel helpless and at the mercy of, you know, the ER, the urgent care, or the doctors. So I think that is a really powerful thing to think about when we are looking at those amounts. So I have some really awesome information about the compensation plan, how we get paid. But this was the majority of what I wanted to chat with you guys about. You know, what this looks like for us on a daily basis is just sharing with our friends and family about these oils, doing it consistently. I mentioned everybody does it differently. Some people do it on social media. Some people do it in person. We do believe that there's a really important part is that they're about relationships and that personal touch that we can provide to our customers. All of that's really important. But it's definitely doable for any person who's willing to put that work in and not give up. You just got to keep going. Just if this is something that you're interested in, just keep plugging away at it, and it's always worth it every time. So let us know if you have any questions, and I think that's it.